Hey, everyone. I've been sitting here watching y'all's chat. I don't have my keyboard next to me. I've kind of got it buried right now. So, hey, Jim. Hey, Jay. Hey, Susan Hanson. Let's see. Who else did I see come in? Janine, Linda, Melissa Crawford. Okay. So, I'm not going to waste any time here today. Let's get to crafting. So what I wanted to show you today is a few ways to make vellum. And I messed around with this a little bit today. Some that I made from a napkin, and that's the first method I'm going to show you. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, vellum is basically plastic. Hey, Pam. So what I have here, these are laminating sheets, and they are matte laminating sheets. I'm going to take one out and then move them aside here a moment. And we'll start with a napkin, but I'm going to show you some other fun things that you can vellumize. Vellumize. So here's a piece of the vellum, and this stuff is sturdy. It started out as paper napkin. So I'm going to start by actually turning on, and I'm going to use the 5 mil setting, even though this is 3 mil. Whoops, I should plug it in first. I don't like to leave hot things plugged in. This is 3 mil vellum, but I'm going to have some thicknesses in here. So I'm just going to kind of set that aside and let it heat up. Then I've got my piece of the, and this is a twofer, so you're going to get a clear piece and a pattern piece from your napkin. I'm going to take your napkin out, and I threw away all my napkins because I didn't think I was ever going to napkin craft again, and then I did. Oh yeah, so time to get out that laminator. Especially, like, a lot of times we get really cute tissues in our orders and our packaging. Separating this stuff is tricky. I don't want to do it the way you grab the middle with tape because I want to use both pieces. And this is just a 2-ply. Let's just give you a little bend right here and see if we can get you to come apart. I'm not too worried if I rip up this corner. Okay, I see an opening. I think I see an opening. Yep. Okay. So you're going to take your plies apart. We're going to move this aside just for a moment because what I want 2 pieces of copy paper. Okay, and just put them together. And you want to, ideally you might iron this, but I'm not going to because I'm going to cut mine down anyway. So you're going to lay your napkin face down. You're going to lay your 2 pieces of paper on. And then you're going to lay your white part of your napkin on top of that. Try and get them fairly even. It doesn't matter because we're going to trim some of this off because obviously that's not all going to fit through our laminator. So what I like to do is take a ruler, and I like to go about 3/8 of an inch in, grab my water brush, and this is what makes me nervous, where I'm going to move my laminator. I don't like to use water around electricity, even though it's not that much water. Yeah, napkins are awesome with Mod Podge. And so I'm just going to make sure I've got my water going here, my water brush, and I'm just going to brush along the napkin right here. Because it's a lot easier to do this than try to cut a flimsy couple of napkins. And then I'm just going to tear. See how much easier that is? Lots easier. And then I'll go to the other side and do the same. Pull it all over so you guys can see. And notice I'm holding my ruler against my copy paper because I don't want it to get wet. So I'm just going to draw this water line here. And you do want your napkin or whatever surface you're using to go beyond your copy paper a little bit. And the reason for that is so you can reuse your copy paper. So again, you can take and straighten this out best you can. I'm going to flip this, the whole shebang around this way and do this side. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to be trimming it down, but you do want it to get in the laminator. I didn't get that one wet enough. Let's try that again. I got it too short is the reason. And I'm not worried about this end. Okay, now we'll get the laminator sheet. Open it up nice and wide. I'm going to take my whole apparatus. Make sure that my napkin's laying down. And just make sure that all of the copy paper is covered. By laminating sheet. And it is. Okay, now, come here you. We'll run it through. And this is just a $20 laminator from Amazon. I don't know if they're still $20, but that's how much it cost me when I first got it. Hey, JC. It is a pretty napkin. It was cheap. I looked up napkins on Amazon, and I about lost my mind seeing how expensive they were. Whoa. I used to grab mine at Tuesday Morning. You can get them at Ross. Heck, you can get them at the Dollar Tree. Hi, Chow. And I'm just making sure that this didn't wrinkle. And you'll see that it seems loose, and that's exactly what you're looking for. I like the little butterfly. And it does straighten out that line somewhat, but you can still see it. You probably can't see it on camera, but I can see it. And two, I mean, if you wanted to fussy cut these flowers, it'd be a heck of a lot easier if they're laminated. So you can see that my 2 pieces of paper are still intact, so I can still use those. And I've got myself some white vellum and some floral vellum. So the napkin side of this can be stamped, and we'll do that. But let's go through some other things that can be laminated that will probably look cool. So I got this tissue in some packaging, this purple tissue. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to crinkle it up. Yeah, Dollar Tree is no problem. And then I'm going to carefully uncrinkle it. And since this is such a large piece, I'm just going to fold it in half over my papers. But you want to make sure you have 2 papers because that's how you get your twofer. And I think I'll be able to cut this with scissors easily. I was looking for my gold paper. One year at Christmas, my friend Abraham sent me a Christmas box of stuff. And it had this gold tissue paper in it. I'm just going to trim off that excess. And then I'm going to trim off a little bit of the excess here on the side. It's okay if a little bit sticks out. You don't want a whole lot sticking out, though, because you don't want it getting, jammed up in the laminator. But you do want it to extend out beyond your copy paper. Okay. Let's grab another laminating sheet. Yep, I'm using, and these are matte laminating sheets. So, I mean, you can get a cool result with shiny ones, but the matte ones are better. And I have them linked down below in the description box. Because if you go hunting for them on Amazon, the only ones you're really going to find are the expensive ones. We don't need expensive ones. These were fairly cheap. Okay, and I'm going to put folded sign in. Get it up as close to the top as I can. So you can see I've got a lot of thicknesses in there, which is why I have this set to 5 mil. And let's run that bad boy through there. Watching and weeding. This, I did not invent this technique. The first time I saw it was on not Sam Calcutt's channel, another. I can't think of her name right now. Maybe it is Sam. I don't know. Have I done it with wax paper? No. Tell me more. So see, wrinkling it didn't really change a lot because this will straighten it out. Now my laminator is starting to get hot, so I'm going to turn it down to 3 mil. Because when it starts to get hot is when you start getting these wavy bits. Okay. We can pull these apart, take out our copy paper, take these apart, and here you got a nice sturdy piece of tissue or vellum. And it kept the wrinkles. So you could go over those, you could splatter on it. I'll show you what all you can do with it. Let's do one more and then we'll make something. I pulled out a piece of butcher paper. Oh yeah, I saw that technique. Who did I see doing that? I forgot. With the freezer paper. Well, hi, Peggy. Hi, Brenda. I'm just trying to do this carefully so I don't rip it. Now, this won't be big enough to double over. So I'm going to do something. You want to do something on both sides. You don't want to waste your laminating sheets. You want to get those two first. Now, if you wanted, you could put stickers on here or whatever. I don't want to do that. I'm going to put, let me grab them because I already cut them out. Well, actually, I have a really cool piece of tissue paper here. Somebody sent me all these tissue papers, and you guys know how bad my memory is. I don't remember who, but they sure are pretty. I'm going to trim that with scissors. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Diane. Yeah, chasing paper, something like that. I just think this is really pretty now. Don't get broken up on me. Stay together. Just take my scissors and trim the butcher paper. Grab another laminating sheet. Ugh. And I think I'm going to lay these in here individually so I make sure I get them straight, because they're not really, you know, they're not the same size. This is the most fiddly part. Always has been, always will be. Once I get this closed, I am going to trim off some of this tissue off the end here. That's 1.5 inches that we would waste waiting for it to come through the laminator. Hey Joyce, hey Mike. All right, here we go. These ones make me nervous that it's going to get caught inside. Oh yeah, please don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, I appreciate that. If I don't feel it coming in, as soon as I feel it coming out, if it starts to fold under, I grab it, because it will do that sometimes. See how it folded under? If you don't grab it, that's when it's going to get caught. And don't worry about it if it gets all weird there. It's just because these aren't, there's nothing for it to stick to. So it's just kind of floating. So this would make a really cool journal page. Okay, let's turn you off and unplug you. Unplug. All right. Our copy paper is still mostly intact. And here we've got our parchment paper. Hey, Delise. And we've got our floral vellum, which fold that guy in half, and that makes a really neat journal page that you could paint on and decorate. We're going to work with the clear so I can show you how many things you can do to this stuff. I got my clear pieces kind of dirty. This one's okay. Let's grab my stamp platform. And I've got the non-shiny side. I've got the smooth side down, the rough side up. What did I do with my stamps that I took out to do this? Here they are. This is an old stamp set, Sweet Birdie from Studio Light. And I think I'll do the flying bird. She's kind of big, so I think we'll do her going this way. It's got some, these don't feel like photopolymer, they feel like silicone, but they still work really fine. I wonder if I like it better. No, I think I just like the smaller one. You might have to draw a little foot there and make it look like she's standing on something. Yeah, it's one of my favorite stamp sets. You want to come play my craft room? I'd be happy to have you. You know what, guys? I'm starting to get a migraine. Oh, no, 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 no. Fight it, fight it, fight it. So I'm using VersaFine Clair here, and the reason why is I want to heat emboss this. a pretty detailed stamp, so it might take a couple of stampings. Plus, I want this nice and wet. One more. And I probably should have hit it with anti-static powder, but I didn't, so that's that. Can you do this using the Mama Mink? Hi, Paula. Good question. I would follow manufacturer's instructions on if you can laminate with it. I understand that you can laminate with the mink, but I don't know that for a fact, and I don't want to give bad advice. So now it is, because I stamped so many times, it is a little bit bleedy, but that's okay. I'm just going to hit this with the embossing powder. Blow it off. And I'm going to grab my heat tool. And I'm not going to blow heat against this because it'll warp it. Just want to move this around. It will bend it, but it won't melt it. There we go. So it looks good from there, but it also looks good from here. So you can go any way you want. Jay, you crack me up. Let's get out our watercolor pencils here. And let me get my tiny brush that I love to use so much. Let's move those papers. So you could paint it with the iridescent paints, but I think I want to go with the watercolors this time. And I'm just going to use my, yeah, this brush is dirty. I had a feeling. Easy enough to clean. Okay, so bird, let's start with a green here. And then let's go into a yellow. Let's grab mustard seed. Too many brush reviews. What's going to need surgery? What ink did I use? I used VersaFine Clair in Nocturne. And let's get some yellow going here at these parts of the wing and at the upper parts of the tail. And then let's grab some Salvage Patina. Hi, Pam. Oh, okay. Yeah, so ignore any Facebook notifications you got. I tried to set this up with Facebook, and it kept erroring out. And let's grab some cracked pistachio. It kept erroring out and telling me to try again later. But then later on, I went to Facebook, and it was like, oh, you have a live like 8 times. I'm like, no, forget that. I'm not even going to try. Now you've made me mad. Okay. So I've got my brush wet because I just want to kind of blend these colors. And I also want to use it to clear out the the pencils off of the vellum. That's going to blend out nicely. So here's what it looks like from this side. And I got this one. So this one here came out a little bit more clear. And I loved it from this side, but, you know, had these flowers, so they're kind of in the way. Hi, Meg. Hey, Elizabeth. Let's get a little water going here. Okay, let's go. I want to stick in that same kind of color range. Let's do the Salvage Patina on the wing, pretty heavy. So the surface that you're working on feels toothy because it's a napkin. Just move that around. And you don't have to heat emboss it if you don't want to. You see how that looks from the other side? Yep, I like it. Okay, let's get some more of this lovely green here in the... I haven't used my watercolor pencils in a long time. Shame on me. These ones. And I don't have the new ones. And that's okay for now. I will. Don't you worry your pretty little head. They'll turn up eventually. Okay, let's get some... Let's go kind of bold here with not Rustic Wilderness, Peacock Feathers. Don't want to get too aggressive with the pencils. You can see I just kind of ripped it there. Let's get the underbelly too with the Peacock Feathers. The brush that I'm using is a Royal and Langnickel Crafter's Choice. Was probably cheap. I don't know what kind of brushes you're supposed to get, so I just buy what looks good to me. Or whatever's on sale. I've got Memoirs of a Geisha queued up on my TV. I'm going to watch when we're done here. I've seen it a couple of times, but it's kind of a favorite. It's just fascinating movie. Okay, that was a super easy paint. Need to fill in his little circles. Hey, Cordelia. And I want to do those in, oh my goodness. Let's do those in crushed olive. which is just kind of another shade of yellow. Now I went over a little bit here on my watercoloring, but that's okay. And let's get a little bit of that underbelly with that too. And let's hit these with a bright blue. I don't even really need to actually put any water to that. It's fine the way it is. So either way, and I'm gonna stamp this again without heat embossing because I'm not happy that it bled like that. When this one did not, it did bleed a little bit. It will bleed a little bit, but it bled more so on this one. Okay, let's get their leaves here with my favorite. Peel paint is probably one of my favorite distress colors. Looks like there's a couple of little berries there. I want to keep those in the cool family. Just fill in the leaves. Now this stuff is it's water reactive, so if I tried to like say ink smush on top of this, it would definitely, you know, do something to my paint there. Oh, we need to do that crown. I want a gold for the crown. Let's see, closest is probably Wild Honey. Let's see if my brush is wet enough to move that around. And yes, it is. Oh, I didn't get his beak. He needs his beak painted. Let's do his beak in fossilized amber. There. And why am I calling it a he? Because it's pretty, and the pretty birds are usually males, even though. So this one's the king, right? Yes, it is an Art by Marlene stamp. You are absolutely right. Look at you go. It is, where'd I put it? Sweet Birdie from Studio Light. And I don't remember. I bought this on clearance probably from Del Bello's a long time ago. I like peacocks too. So let's just say you wanted to do some sort of layering, you could. So you could have one kind of in the background. I don't know, that's kind of hard to see. Of course, you'd need a 5x7 card to pull that off. But let's just say I want to fussy cut this bird. Guess what? It's going to be so easy because this is plastic. Look at this. I'll go ahead and leave a border around it so that I can leave all those little fancy hairs. Oh. But what if I want my border to be not white, but maybe, I don't know, maybe parchment color or something? I could paint it. So you saw that you can heat emboss on this. You can paint on it. You can stamp on it. And because you're using, you know, basically a porous material on one side, you don't have to worry about, what don't you have to worry about? I forgot. Oh, using like a StazOn or something. Oh my gosh. Hi, Tammy. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Cordelia. Did another Pam come in? Okay. Let's go ahead and fussy cut out these leaves too. Might as well. I don't know if I'm going to end up creating anything or not. That's the plan. I have to think ahead here. But you can get these tiny little spaces because you don't have to worry about the paper tearing. It's not going to tear. Not happening. I mean, I'm pulling on that as hard as I can. It's not tearing. Now, if it was thin like that and I put enough pressure on it, of course it would. But you're not, a normal human's not going to do that while fussy cutting. That's my friend Tammy. That's Bones' mom. You guys have heard me talk about Bones before. At the Siberian Wind. Well, we're Bones' parents now. Well, Mike's Bones' dad, anyway. He's Daddy's boy. Oh, you're sewing today? Yeah. I was on HSN supporting a friend yesterday, and the show right before his, there was a Janome serger machine, and I almost bought it, but I haven't. The only thing I've gotten my sewing machine out for is sewing on cards. So I haven't sewn any fabric in a long, long time. Are you still quilting? Yeah, you do hear mostly about Duke. That's true. Bones is the strong, silent type. And you guys have physically met Elvis. If you were on a live where I had Mike on here. I don't know if I let him bring him in here on his birthday or the one before that. I'll have to bring him on live again pretty soon. He likes it. It's funny. I think it's funny anyway. So anyway, I went to get my nails done yesterday, and I don't pay to get nails done because I'm terrible with them. I end up picking them off. But I did for Valentine's. And when I told Mike how much it cost, he's like, I need to learn how to do that. Okay, so we've got this, and let's grab our, let's see here. What will this look good on? I don't think it'll look good on the purple. Yeah, I kind of like it on the parchment. But that's too big, right? So I'm going to grab my trimmer. Now, this stuff trims best with this type of trimmer versus the guillotine. Let's just go. And I'm not doing this perfectly by any measure. Trim off that excess right there. When you try to cut this with the guillotine, sometimes the guillotine, I don't know what it does. It just gets weird. But you can get 5.5 by 4 1/4 slices out of it. Well, I mean, Mike was an expert painter before he, not Elvis, before he retired. So, and then he said one of his ex-girlfriends used to be a beautician or whatever, a nail tech, I guess. Not sure if I'm loving the white. Now, maybe do I love it better this way? Or would I rather have this? I kind of want this bird because he's iridescent. Do you see that? I got this paint set from Tuesday Morning a long time ago. I think I paid $7 for it. It's a King's, it's their brand, King something. Let's cut this one out and see if I like it better. And again, it's going to be super easy to cut out. And I'm going to cut fairly close to the border here. Keep the little hairs or little feather parts or whatever those are. Parts is parts. Kind of like maybe both of them. We'll see. King's Art. Yes, thank you, Delise. I used to shop there for craft supplies all the time. They carried Hero Arts. Shoot, I bought one of my Tim Holtz sidekicks there on sale for like cheap. $14 maybe. I ended up giving it away because I already had one, but I just couldn't help myself to buy it for that cheap. Yeah, I guess they are all gone. But that was a good place to get napkins too. These little feet are little. So that you notice that this King's Art watercolor, it is watercolor, but it's rather opaque versus most watercolors. So you can't see that floral design underneath it. What if, see, I can go two ways with that. I could even put him underneath. No, you can't really see him underneath at all. Okay. Yeah, I mean, because they had the stuff. I've gotten some of my Spectrum Noir markers there. Plus that, you know, bedding and stuff like that. You know, other necessities. Yeah, I kind of like this iridescent one. We're going to need to do some stuff to this, though, and we're going to. So you can see that you can do stuff to it. So maybe you might try this and do like I do and do it a little bit and then never do it again for years. I did lots and lots of ephemera with it because I wanted, you know, my ephemera, that thin paper ephemera, to be a little bit more substantial. All right, let's do some stuff to this. And I think I want to ink blend on it with some oxides. Oh, you guys, let me show you something. Wait till you see this. Okay, so maybe that looks cool, right? Shut the front door. Look at that. That's a whole journal page. That is, I did that this morning, just screwing around. I'm always in here messing around, trying to find, you know, trying to be fresh, come up with fresh ideas. That is Golden Dragon Effect Paste from Prima Finnabair. And we're not going to use that. We might use a little. Isn't that something? Yeah, it's craziness. But I mean, it would be pretty to cut like little hearts out and stuff, but I would scissor cut because there's a lot of chunk in here and I wouldn't want to wreck one of my dies. I might use the die to trace the outline and then scissor cut it. Okay, back to business here. Let's get, so if we're going to use this bird, I want some atmosphere going on. Let's grab some carved pumpkin, I think. Let's grab a little brush. Let's make a little go here. Now I'm not on the slick side. I'm on the unslick side. Although butcher paper is still kind of weird with that. Let's get some. This is mustard seed. And I made it a custom blend because they didn't have any mustard seed when I went to buy it. And I needed to have mustard seed, so I just bought a re-inker and bought one of these custom blend pads for it. Blend those out. Hey, Star. Hey, Diane. Yeah, it's definitely a dragon's treasure. Okay, let's get the salvage patina out. No, I want this one. Ah. And butcher paper still has a coating on it a bit, so you're going to have to give this a chance to dry if you're going to handle it a bunch. Okay, we've got our salvage patina. Let's grab, I still want to stay kind of in the cool color range, whichever one I use, except for I've got an orange in there, which is fine. It's just a touch. So let's get pine needles. Hi, Laura. Come back with the salvage patina to blend those two out together. And we'll end with some salty ocean, I think. I need a little up here. Not a bunch, just a little. What color was which one? That was, this was pine needles. It's one of my favorites. Oh, they're all my favorite. Who am I kidding? So when you're ink blending, you certainly aren't stuck going in a stripe. You can go in a circle. You just have to kind of be mindful and come back and forth to kind of blend them together so that it's smooth looking. And then let's move these out of the way for a second. And let's get some water going on here. La, 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 la. Where's my fan brush? So the oxide's still going to react to the water. Where is my paper towels? Hey, Dawn, how you doing? So get that effect going on. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit this with some gold. I got this Shimmer Splash Gilded. It's a Brutus Monroe. Pam, it used to be that Crystal used to go live, but I haven't seen her go live in a while, and she usually went at like 7 o'clock my time, or 8 o'clock, or maybe even 9 o'clock my time. I like this because it gives big old splatters. Just clean up right there. You're hanging on, hanging on. How's your aunt doing? Okay, we'll give that a second. I'm not going to heat dry that. But now that we've got a background going, can make a firm decision on how to proceed with this. Now, let's talk about sticking this down, because this is translucent. It's not terribly translucent anymore. It still is, but because I used a kind of a little bit heavier of a paper, it you can't see through it as well. So I think we'll be just fine with glue. Oh, Dawn, I'm so sorry to hear that. I kind of figured, because we hadn't really seen a lot of you. Let's see if waving this will help it dry faster. If not, I'll throw a little heat on it. Yeah, it's a little nail polish brush. Yep. Main thing with this is you don't want to keep the heat in one place too long. See, it's turning on me, so I want to not do that anymore. Just have to kind of wait for it to dry. Okay, so while we're doing that, let's take a look at these are pretty gigantic. Yeah, they're a little too big for what I'm thinking about. If I want to cussy foot any of these florals out to go on there, just gotta wait for that to dry anyway. Might as well cut them. Oh, yeah, that's barely on the edge, but I'm in love with this yellow flower with the pink in it. Go over there, little bird. Oh, I missed a little bit of the leaves on there, but it'll be fine. Maybe I just want parts of it. I want this yellow flower. That's what I want. I don't want this whole thing, I don't think. So yeah, the nail tech, I go in there and I tell her, I want short nails. And she gives me long nails. I'm like, no, short. She cuts off a little bit. Is this short enough? No, ma'am. I want them really short. I don't like long nails. I like pretty nails, but I don't like long ones. And she still left them too long and started going on to me about how my skin was right there. I'm like, I know where my skin is. It's definitely there. You know, they're used to people wanting claws, I guess. I can't function with them. I know lots of people do, and they have no problem, and they say they're used to them, but I cannot get used to them. See, I love this little flower right here. Because it's vellum, it's going to give it an interesting effect. Yeah. Okay, Dawn, that's fine. I know you need to take care of you and your family. You guys are going through stuff. I get it. This is really itty bitty. Let me cut this off of the big piece here. The hardest part about cutting really small stuff like this is keeping hold of it. Well, I mean, it can definitely be done. I can barely do it with no nails. Just because I'm old and fat. I'm not ashamed to say that. Well, I am, but it is what it is, right? I like to eat, and I cannot lie. See, these are the tricky parts right here. But with this stuff, it's got a little bit of body to it, so it's not like it's flopping around. I want to get that a little closer. A little bit closer now. Yep, those are still wet, is it? Yep, okay. See, I wanted to test it on there, but I don't want to smear. Let me test it on a part that's probably dry. Oh yeah, I definitely like that. I do. Was that a happy digit, Pam, or a sad digit? Do I have another yellow flower that's not identical? I have this little bouquet right here, and let's go with that one. And maybe we'll use one of the butterflies too. A sad one. I'm sorry. Me too. And I know what causes it, but I refuse to put down the fork. But it's going to have to be, something's going to have to give because my A1C was pretty high. And I know what that means. I know what that means. It wasn't a fasting blood test though, so. Do we like this butterfly on here? Yes, we do. Okay. 6 is not bad. It is junk food, Star, that's for sure. I know. Well, for me too, it's pasta. I don't eat a lot of meat, but I eat a lot of pasta. I'm deciding if I really want to tackle this. I'll just bite the bullet and go. See how quickly I can get this done in real time. And we took most of the time creating the vellum, but I know that nobody goes immediately after me that I'm aware of. So I don't feel bad hanging somebody up. I think May goes after me, but she's got plenty of people there to support her. Like the thousands. Yeah, I mean, working a desk job like I did, sit down job for all those years, that's when I really started to put on weight. Was just, even before we came home, I sat in a cubicle. But at least in the brick and mortar building, I got, had to walk quite a ways to get to the cafeteria and stuff like that. So now I don't have to walk very far to get anywhere. 6.2 to 6.4. I think I was like 10, which is too high. But the doctor never called me and said, "Hey, woman," because last time I saw him, he lectured me for 30 minutes on how to do a low carb diet. Okay, dude. Okay. I know how to do it. It's making me do it is the trick. How's that going to look on there? It's going to be okay. I don't know what they use to print on these napkins, so I don't know if the ink runs. I got it wet. Well, it didn't when I watercolored that one bird. How are we doing on it? Geez, stuff takes forever to dry because I got it on there so thick. Okay, I'm going to have to cover that spot that I muffed up. You guys want to know a trick for, like, if you had a whole vellum panel and you wanted to put it down onto a card base? Plan your bling accordingly so that it's kind of spread out, and then poke holes where you're going to have your bling. Then put the glue where the bling's going to go, then put the bling on top. Or, yeah, if you're not going to put a bunch of embellishments or a bunch of die cuts and stuff on top of it. This is really finicky right here. Really fussy. I have die cuts that would do this faster. I don't know, though. By the time I colored them and stuff, maybe not. Okay. Might give it another shot of heat here in a second because we don't have all night. Just stopping to read chat to make sure. And I'm not. Hi, Amy. This is pretend vellum, which is basically laminated napkins or tissue paper, butcher paper, or deli paper, and then painted and colored or both. And this is one of the napkins that we made the fake vellum from. And I am fussy cutting out one of the little floral sprays that is in that napkin. And because the vellum is plastic, it doesn't rip, you know, when I'm getting in these small little areas. It doesn't mean it's any less of a pain in the but it's just a lot easier to take care of. Oops, almost done cutting this out, and those things still are not dry. I should have probably just used my regular gold watercolor splatter. But I have a feeling because it's not porous that it's going to take longer to dry because there's no place for it to soak in. My grandmother used to sit and do this for hours on end. She would color these tiny little characters. Mostly she did like Oriental scenes, Japanese scenes, and then decoupage them onto furniture. Let's see, this spray looks like it comes up and over like that. Little bird. Well, I want it to show up more, so it's not going to come up. It's going to come up like maybe back here. Yep, I did all that cutting and I don't really like it. Figures, right? It does need to be standing on something, but I really don't want the red in here. Maybe I do. Okay, I think I have a plan. Let's go ahead and trim this down because I want to. And it's dry. Dry enough. Dry enough. It happens, you know, you change your mind. So let's cut this down to, wait, pay attention. Let's cut it down to 5 1/4 by 4. Let's mount that to a card base. Let's see here. I definitely don't want it on that color. Let's see if I like it on green. Nope, not that green. Nope. Nope. Keep going. Hi, Donna. Yeah, we'll see when you're ready. We're always here for you. I know what Jim would say. Put it on craft. And he'd probably be right. Okay. Gun. Getting the hang of this thing. It's got some big old wide tape in it right now. I can see that my card base is cut funky. Fix that right now. Peach. Peach would have been a good one. I don't think I have any peach though. I am rather particular about these edges though. Being all even. There we go. Much better. Now you guys know if these are thin enough, I use them in my project. Like if they're twisty like that. Oh, I love those. All right, now, where are my parts? Now, do I want to use this bird? Or this bird reversed? Or this bird with his iridescent? I think I want his iridescent. And also, because you can't really see through it, I can pop him up. And I think... So my friend Rebecca gets these from the dollar store. So I got some from the dollar store. Let's see if I can see through that. No. Okay, cool. Bye, Peggy. Hey, Brian. Good to see you. I just got to get used to how to work them. They're sticky, but they're cheap. You get this whole roll for $1.25. I saw her use them on a video. I'm like, dude, where'd you get those? I just liked them because they were like on a roll. Give me something novel and something shiny and I'm happy. So I cut them in half because they're pretty long. And in a project like this where you've got this vellum looking stuff, you really want a lot of support underneath it. I think I might need to cut them in half again. Hi, Angie. I remember what that was like, Jim. I had a broke both my arms in a car accident at the same time. And I had open reduction surgery because I was in my 20s and nobody else was going to be taking care of my personal hygiene for me. I wouldn't have that. But I also had a brain injury. So, oh, that's pretty. I like it popped up, don't you? All right, where's my little yellow flower? I don't know why I want this yellow flower so bad, but I just really do. My little butterfly. Okay. Let's see how easy or hard it is to get the backer off of these. Yeah, that is not too fun. Okay. Of course, I know the solution for that. They are super sticky, I can tell you that. Really sticky. Like, I wonder how old these were. Because that's kind of yellow underneath there. Super sticky. So, yeah, sticking to my hand. I'm going to have to use some glue with this so that I have wiggle room. I'm stuck to it. Need to let go of me. Need something to hold it down while I grab the other parts. There we go. Oh, you stinker. Ow. It doesn't hurt when it sticks to me, but ow feels like the right word because it's better than the other word. There we go. All right, let's get some glue on that puppy. Yeah, I make a huge mess too, always. You're not having fun if you're not making a mess. Yeah, I don't know about these dollar store ones. I do know. Okay. I don't want them just like sitting on that flower. All right, let's see what happens when we glue this stuff. That's funny. 1, 2, 3 stitch for the stamp. You know what? I think I got it at Del Bello's, but I might have gotten it there. Oh, it's been a long time. It was one of my very first stamps that I bought when I decided I was going to seriously do this. I don't want to get glue all over my oxide because it'll look funky. There we go. Then I will just take and glue his little feet down a little bit. Just a touch. If you're looking, let me see if the item number's on here. Stamp, the word stamp, capital B, capital M, 64. Thanks. Yeah, you might have to yell at me for me to see it. Okay. Get our little butterfly. I'm going to pop him up, but I am not going to use those things. I think I don't like them. We'll try them again on another day and see if I change my mind. Okay, now I used a black one just to see. Let's go. We want to go like right there. Hi, Suzanne. It is art by Marlene. See? Here's her art. She makes a wreath out of these little stamps. I don't know where I put the stamp set. Somewhere around here. All right. So let's go ahead and I know we have bling on here, but let's add a little bit more because more bling. And you guys know me and my sentiment issues. I have issues. So I like to use these because they don't mean anything and they do. To fly it to your heart. I kind of like that. Let's see. See if I like it on there or if it's in the wrong. It's perfect. We did the napkins at the first part of the video. This flower is actually cut out of one of them. Let's show you. That is a napkin. If you can go back and watch the replay to let's see, do I like these green ones on here? I think I do. Maybe a couple little yellow ones too. Oh, Diane, yeah, I know. I hear that a lot and I feel bad. Okay, let's go. I know I have two of these. Yep. We'll save this bird. I'm not happy with this bird because he's so thick. His lines are too thick. But you can use them either way, which is super cool. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for that. There's no, I mean, there are plenty of formulas, but I don't typically use a formula. I just look at what I like and go from there. Okay, where's my bling stick? I definitely need some blingy on some of these messed up parts. And I like to use, I don't particularly care for the big ones. I like the mediums and the smalls. Flip over, flip over, flip over, turtle. And we'll do a small. All the yellow ones have decided to be on the wrong side. There we go. Small yellow one. I'm trying to still keep my design element kind of in a sort of a diagonal-ish. I like the yellow ones. They show up really good. But oh yeah, I needed to cover that, so that's got to stay there. Okay. Bigger yellow one down here. Tiny green one. The trick with these is to try and keep them in sort of a W formation. So this one would typically be better off further down here, and this one further up. Oops, come back here. No, I think I had them right in the first place. Yeah. So dot, dot, pretend, dot, dot. I don't like it like that though, so I'm not going to follow the rule. You don't have to. Hey, Kenzie. I have color in my DNA. Yes, I do. Oh, shoot. This thing is not working again properly. I thought I had it fixed. Dang it, Bobby. It leaks. Either I didn't have it set in there properly or was wondering. I probably had it not set in. Yeah, see, I have a blending brush sitting there, and I probably leaned it on the blending brush and it leaked all over. So we're just going to get out the art glitter and go from there. When did they make rules for gem? It's more of a rule of design. A long time ago, I used to design web pages. Oh, wait. Yeah, I do want those both to be yellow. I like yellow. I like green. I like blue. I like purple. I like orange. I like red. It's really hard to pick a favorite. Come back here. Oh, you turd. Okay. I know where that one goes because it's covering up a boo-boo where I smeared my gold. Oh, that's way too much. Let's see if I can finagle that. It'll dry clear, but still, I don't want to crater. Okay. It does have a lot of yellow on it right now, doesn't it? All right, so here we go. So the bird is done. Painted. I painted that bird, stamped and painted it on this side of a vellum piece, and I fussy cut him out. You could see on this side, you couldn't see it, but if I flipped it over to this side, you could see the flowers through it, obviously, because they're on top. But you can't see the flowers through it right now because the watercolor paint that I used is fairly opaque. So he's got some iridescence going. And then, yeah, thank you everybody for coming. This one was done with our pretend parchment paper that we made with butcher paper, not butcher paper, what's that stuff called? You guys know, you were here. Deli paper and vellum. And this flower came from the napkin that we did live. So hope that if you didn't see the beginning, go ahead and go back and watch the replay. Just speed it up or scrub through. That's what I do. If I miss something and I don't feel like listening to all the conversation, I'll just kind of scrub through and look for what I'm looking for and then watch it from there. And then we ink blended on here and did some gold splatters. So that's my video for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow morning for junk journaling with just me. And let's all keep Dawn in our thoughts that oops, those don't go in there. You know, her family gets through this, I mean, as best as they can. I love these yellow ones. All right, guys. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you so much, JC. Yeah, deli paper. That was it. And then we did a tissue one, too. Wait, let me get out the tissue ones. Unterrible tissue paper. I could still crinkle that up and uncrinkle it. You have a little bit of crinkly tissue paper. And I know I did another tissue. Yeah, this one here. Which, you know, why would you want that? Well, you might want this milder side, and it is fairly translucent. Anyway, thank you, everybody, for coming and supporting my live. And thank you for supporting my channel, the thumbs ups and the comments, all wonderful. Tomorrow morning, I'll probably pick a winner for the, because I had 2 other winners for my 3,000 subscriber giveaway. And you don't have to be here to win. And I'll put the winner on my community tab. Yeah, that's where I bought the deli paper, was on Amazon. And I think I have it in my Amazon store. Oh my gosh, Delise, slap him. No, it's not the same as freezer paper. It doesn't, like freezer paper has a like a plastic side to it. This doesn't. Well, I don't have any left here. This is, no, here we go. This is almost like pattern paper, only it's heavier. Like, you know, for your sewing patterns. I have some sewing pattern paper too. That would make it even more translucent. Anyway, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I went over like 30 minutes. All right, guys. Take care. Bye. Bye.